Then later on in the afternoon, Connie called us up and said, "Are you coming?" And if I had answered the phone, the answer would have been no. There's no way we're going. And luckily, I didn't answer the phone, and Charisse did. She said, "Yes, we are," which surprised me, just because at that point, as Connie called, we were yelling at each other. And I had felt that I would have said no, and then later on, I had felt that one of us was going to be leaving, or at least it felt that way to me, even after what I had just gone through, knowing that I needed to change. So then after Connie called, I got back on the phone, I called Sarah and said, "Okay, are you still willing to babysit?" And she, of course, said yes.
They called back again and said actually they are going to go. And I felt like really happy and excited, which is weird because I never really feel that excited to go babysitting.
We went on to small group, and it was being held at Daniel and Patricia Kolesnichenko's, and that would be the only reason why Connie called, or to our knowledge why she called, was to tell us that it was at a different house than normal. Normally it was held at the Braes.
We went pretending that we were very happy and fine, because who wants to see grumpy people? So that was the way we went.
We started out, Connie had asked me and Rod to just discuss the weekend, the downpour, and what it was about, and how we had felt it had impacted us. And I wasn't able to say too much, but Rod was able to get out a bit more than I was. Again, just trying to hold back the tears. So now we were getting into prayer requests, and I was, I believe, the second last person, and somehow God gave me the courage to just say, "Can you please pray for us? We're really not doing good." Don't know how I got that out.
And I'd never, Mike's not really that open, usually. He's pretty quiet, kept to himself. So for him to say something like that is a really big deal. It was huge, and everybody knew that. So I was shocked and somewhat unimpressed at the same time, thinking, oh my goodness, now all these people know. Like, what have we done?
I had just feel our small group just could feel the hurt behind that statement, and they came around us in an amazing time of prayer. Almost felt selfish, because it felt like our small group time was all about me and Charisse and us, and it was a long time of prayer, and everybody came around us and just laid their hands on us, and it was an amazing time of bonding and lifting up to God our marriage, and admitting that we need help. Just that, the admitting, just opening up, saying we need help. That alone just lifted a huge weight, or at least I know off of me it did. Just to say, okay, it's okay to talk about this. It's okay to ask questions, to get help.
We were both bawling. We were a mess. People got up and got us napkins, and I don't think very many people weren't crying at that time. I noticed a lot of people were. So it was just really, it was really good. I think it made our small group closer.
And then to top it all off, at the end of the weekend, or the end of the weekend, end of Sunday, end of small group, it had been about, I believe, 4 months, 5 months off work by the time this downpour weekend had come around, and money was tight. Blair Gress had earlier on, about a month prior, had sent out an email anonymously asking for donations for somebody in our church that would that needed the help. And at that time, I read the email, and I felt guilty that I couldn't give. And then the email just pretty much said that this person needs help, but they are. My feeling was that it said, I don't know the exact wording now, but that it said that this person was too proud to accept help. That was too true. As if I had known, I would have shut it down. No, I don't need help. I don't want handouts. I can do it. I can do it. And I couldn't. And so, the end of Sunday night, Blair had given the money to Rod Bray, and Rod pulled me aside. And handed me a wad of cash and said, "This has been raised for you. Here you go. You need it." The timing was impeccable. I think it took me 10 minutes in the bathroom before I could collect myself to even come back upstairs. It was hard accepting a gift, because in accepting that, I was admitting that I can't do it. I'm incapable by myself to really do anything, not just the money thing, just God was really opening my eyes that I was too proud. I had a big ego, big head, and he opened my eyes that that needs to change.
Since downpour, I have noticed a big difference in Mike. He has been much more open, which has been a big deal. We used to be very closed off, only both kind of quiet people, so we would speak when we had to, kind of, sort of. We would talk about little things, but not so much in-depth discussions. That's changed a bit, not that it's great, but it's better. He's been better with the girls, for sure. He's been much more of their dad than he was. But he's also back to work and not here to make everybody crazy anymore. So, or us to make him crazy either.
We consistently talk about, in our church, jokingly, about the 2x4 method. That, you know, when we're doing something, you can't get our attention. We need to be hit upside the head with a 2x4 in order to grab our attention. And I think that was brought about by Rick Stainthorpe like 6 years ago. And it just keeps coming up because it's a great metaphor for getting our attention. We can be so stubborn, so full of pride. And I was like that, except looking back now, I could see that there was instances time and time again where I was being hit. God was hitting me with that 2x4, and I wasn't paying attention. It's getting, no, I'm too strong. No, I don't need him. And a combination of taking out my back with not even 5 pounds of weight, and then the whole time off and leading up, and the downpour weekend, and really on that weekend, he didn't use a 2x4, and he picked up a railroad tie and he smacked me one good, and that got my attention.